call me Mystic Mike because I predict these things.
Islam Dulatov takes on Adam Fugitt this Saturday at UFC 318. And this is a good fight. You know, Islam Dulatov's a pretty big prospect coming into the UFC. Hasn't lost since his UFC or his pro debut back in 2019. Tons of finishing potential. I think all of his wins are by KO or submission. Young guy, 26 years old, 6'3", 75-inch reach. Huge for the welterweight division. Taking on Adam Fugitt, who I think is extremely underrated. I think Adam Fugitt is talented. I think he's a dog. Already has 4 fights in the UFC, so going to have the UFC experience in this one. So I think this one could be a lot closer than people are thinking. But Islam Dulatov fights out of Chechnya. He is a Sambo world champion, absolute savage on the feet, tons of power, tons of speed, just very violent, very aggressive, good clinch work, good cardio, you know, putting a lot of volume out there, trying to get guys out of there and not really slowing down. Granted, a lot of his wins are in the first round. I think all of them but one are in the first round. So what happens if he doesn't get these finishing sequences? You know, does he have the cardio to continue to push that pace over 3 rounds? Who knows? And he hasn't really fought the best competition. So very highly touted, but I feel like we still don't know. We don't know enough about the guy to really consider him as a top prospect. Adam Fugitt. He's 10 years older, so he's 36 years old, 6'1", with a 77-inch reach. So going to be a couple inches shorter, but he's going to have a 2-inch reach advantage. So going to kind of be able to nullify that size that Dulatov has in the welterweight division. Absolute dog. Muay Thai kickboxer, jiu-jitsu brown belt, has pretty good wrestling. He was a high school and junior college wrestler, very rangy for the division, similar to Dulatov. Gives good feints. He's in the southpaw stance. And just has very crafty striking, very crafty Muay Thai, good kicks, good knees, all around very good fighter. And like I said, I think that he's pretty underrated. His record right now, he lost to Michael Morales by 3rd round KO, but that was a good fight up until he lost. And I think he took that fight on like 9 days notice. Beat Kinoshita after that one. Got the finish on the ground, and he was a pretty sizable underdog going into that one. Lost to Mike Malott, beat Josh Quinlan though by split decision. So coming in off of a win, hasn't fought in this will be 13 months since his last fight, getting in there against a guy like Dulatov, who fought back in October on Dana White's Contender Series. But I'm gonna go with Islam Dulatov, just because I think he's just so dangerous on the feet. Fugitt at times is kind of slow on the feet, and he can be hit, and I just feel like Dulatov's going to be kind of putting it on him. Fugitt can look for takedowns and look to work his ground and pound in his submission game, but I think Islam's sambo will kind of help him there, help him to keep it on the feet, and he'll just be, I think he's better on the feet, has more power, is faster, be much more quicker. And like I said, Fugitt isn't the fastest guy. He's going to be at a speed disadvantage in this one. He can be hurt. He was dropped by Morales and Malott. Was never really put out cold in those fights. He took a solid head kick from Kinoshita in their fight and just ate it and kept going forward and getting the takedown. But I think he'll have to try and just keep Islam on his heels to kind of negate that speed advantage. And I think that's really the only way that he's going to see any success on the feet. But I think he's going to be getting tagged and getting hurt on the feet if he does try to do that, or just in general if he tries to compete on the feet. So I think his pathway to victory is to throw hands, look to get takedowns, look to wear this guy out, get him into the later rounds and just kind of drown him. But I feel like in the process of that, he's going to be getting hit often and getting hurt. So I think Dulatov will probably get him out of there by KO in the 1st or 2nd round. I think if it goes in the 2nd round and Dulatov is looking, he's looking tired, he's looking worn out, I mean, I would, probably swing a bet or two towards Fugitt, because he's got a lot more experience. He's been to several decisions, and he can go 3 rounds hard, and we don't know if Dulatov can yet. But I think Dulatov has the striking prowess and ability to end this one by KO in the 1st or 2nd round. Thanks.